It's the final day of the Indianapolis match, and the stars of the sport are here looking to put on a show and lead their team to victory. 4 teams, 16 races, 3 relays. Only one will leave Indy as team champion. The International Swimming League welcomes you to the IUPUI Natatorium for day 2 of the Indianapolis match. Alongside Team GB Olympic champion Becky Adlington, I'm Bernie Gunther. Becky, what a show it was on day number 1.
It was fun, it was fast, and there was some great races.
And man, did it start with a bang. Sarah Sjöström got things started, and she's helped lead Energy Standard. They are out to a 20.5-point lead, and look at how tight it is for 3rd and 4th, only a 1.5 between the DC Triton and the Aqua Centurions. Day 1 highlights, the stars were here, and man, did they perform.
Yeah, Sarah had a great 100 fly, followed it up with a win on the 50 meters, as well as the relay as well.
And the ISO was such a big deal, it brought Florent Manodou out of retirement to compete.
He destroyed the field. He is back and he means business.
And we had a battle in the team competition. Cali Condors, they went back and forth with Energy Standard. First, this a 1-2 finish in the 200 breaststroke for Lily King, Olympic champion, but Energy Standard, they roared right back, winning the final 2 races.
Yeah, Chupkov taking the win, the world champion, showing that he wants to do it for his team, followed up with the relays as well. They did very, very smart tactics to the Energy Standard.
Yeah, double points for relays. They got 18 points for first, 12 points for third, and that's one of the reasons why Energy Standard, they lead as we begin the second day of the match competition. The other big storyline is who's going to win the MVP. Sarah Sjöström, she's going to be inserted in the 100 freestyle. She's already leading the competition with 22.5 points.
She had a lot of racing yesterday, but she's back in the pool today. She's got the 100 meters freestyle, the 50 meters, plus the skins races.
And even for Chad Leclos, he inserted himself, at least on paper, to swim 3 races. That would be a big push for him to try to win the MVP as well.
Yeah, he's not been full fitness, but I think he's wanting that MVP slot.
Yeah, only one MVP, male or female, will be crowned, and maybe the advantage Sarah Sjöström, we're going to see her swim in the skins. That's triple points, so that could be a huge advantage if she was to win the skins at the very end.
Yeah, Florent Manodou going in the skins for the men as well, so it's all to play for.
All right, let's get it started. Day 2, it begins with the women's 100-meter freestyle. The world record holder, Kate Campbell, she's a part of the London Roar. I bet she's watching, itching. She can't wait to get it started when she will compete in 2 weeks in Dallas. But here is our participants today in the women's 100 freestyle. Lanes have changed. Aqua Centurions, they are in lanes 1 and 2. It's going to be Larissa Oliveira and Silvia Di Pietro, the 23-time Italian champion, in lane number 1.
Representing Energy Standard.
For the Energy Standard, they have Olympic champion Penny Olasak in 3, and of course Sarah Sjöström, who leads with 22.5 points. She will be in lane number 4. Olivia Swaliga, she'll be in lane 6. She had a very good showing on day number 1.
Yeah, she won that 50 meters backstroke yesterday, so she's got a big program ahead of her today.
How about Siobhan Hahi? I think maybe surprised everyone. She won the 200 freestyle. She will be in lane number 7 with Monica Postolin in lane number 8, swimming for the DC Triton. And again, you get 4 points for being the team champion, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and only 1 point for fourth. So there's a big battle right now between DC and Aqua to try to get that second point.
Take your mark.
Sarah Sjöström, Lily King, those are the only 2 swimmers to win 2 individual races so far in the ISL. Sjöström has a chance to win her 3rd here in the 100 free. She's off to a good start.
Sarah's got fantastic skills. Her underwater, she gets around the wall really, really quick, and to be honest, that's where she wins the race. She's so good short course meters that she just can rely on the skills that she's got.
Just in front of Smoliga at the turn. Only 3/10 separating the first 2 swimmers. And Siobhan Haughey trying to move up outside in lane number 7, but all eyes turn. Sarah Sjöström in the lead with 25 meters to go. Haughey moving up. Smoliga moving up, but it's going to be Sarah Sjöström with her 3rd win of the Indianapolis match. Haughey will finish 2nd and Smoliga 3rd.
Doesn't look like she's exerted too much energy there. She's got that big program. The skins are kind of a whole different concept to this session. She had a big day yesterday, but today it's going to be a whole new thing with the skins on top of her normal program. Her starts here, Sarah's got a fantastic start, all the girls do, but she just knows she's got that power, that strength, she's got that lovely high elbow. Coming into the wall here, she knows she's hurting, but she just wants to get her hand on that wall and get those maximum points for her team.
An impressive finish as well for Siobhan Haughey, who will finish 2nd for the DC Triton. But the winner, Sarah Sjöström, with her 3rd win here in the first 2 days of competition. Pretty big there for Haughey to get in and get those 7 points, because again there's a huge battle going on right now between DC Triton and the Aqua Centurions. They finished 7th and 8th. Cali Condors, they get 3rd and 5th, with Smoliga getting 3rd and Comerford finishing 5th. Next on the pool deck, the men's 100-meter freestyle. And this is where we saw a change with Chad Leclos. He wasn't scheduled to do anything but relays, and now he is slated to swim 3 individual races. He already won the 100 butterfly. Bruno Correa, he's in lane number 1. He kind of surprised everybody and jumped in and won the 200 freestyle yesterday. He's the South American champion in the 100 and 200.
Take your mark.
And the other racer missing from the field, Caleb Dressel, inducted into a Hall of Fame down in Florida, but he will be part of the Cali Condors team when they turn and go to Naples in a week. Just shows you all the star power that's in this league.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when we head to Vegas, but for Chad here, he's not been at full fitness with having tummy issues and things, but got past the fitness test. And he knows that he's going to hurt during this event, but he can use his underwater, he can use his skills. I spoke to his coach, James Gibson, and said that Chad just had so much fun yesterday that he wanted to get in and race today.
Great start for Condorelli. Everybody's chasing him. He turns first with 25 meters to go. Billis trying to move up, Leclos trying to move up, and look at the turn for Chad Leclos. Leclos trying to close it out, and he had a spectacular final 50, and it's going to be Leclos getting the win and a 1-2 finish for Energy Standard. 16 points for James Gibson's squad. Wow, what a final 25 that was.
James was very happy with his team there. Getting that 1-2 is so crucial with these points. Obviously the relays being double points, but these individuals to get 1-2 is just fantastic.
We like that guys, we like that, not bad.
James is really into the strategy of how to align this whole thing, isn't he?
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. But Chad can rely on his skills there. He knows he's got the best underwater in the fields there. So that's what he utilises. He uses it really, really well. That last turn just totally swung the race round. Again, was able to get ahead and just cling on that last 5 meters.
You see him watching, maybe a little anxious at first. And then after this turn, he started to feel pretty good, I think.
I think so. It's good that these guys, they're all for the team. You're next to your teammate. That's what's great about being lane next to each other, eyeballing one another and really pushing each other on and spurring it and doing it for your team.
A 1-2 finish for Energy Standard. Chad Leclos, Billis, and Correa is going to lead a 3-4 finish for the Aqua Centurions, which is pretty big. And now the event that I think a lot of people here in Indianapolis have come to see has arrived. Lily King, of course, grew up here, swam so many races in high school. She will be in lane number 5 trying to sweep the breaststroke event. She won the 50, she won the 200 with a brilliant close. And now she's trying to get her 3rd win. And she'll be in lane number 5. And the key for the Cali Condors is they were very good They had a 1-2 finish in both the 50 breaststroke and the 200 breaststroke yesterday.
Let's see if they can do it here.
Molly Hannes will be just on the outside.
Take your mark.
DC Triton also has Bethany Glatt, who grew up in South Bend, Indiana, just down the road, the home of Notre Dame, about 2 hours away. She'd love to have a good showing at home in this pool.
I think Lily really utilised the crowd yesterday. She was loving it. She was lapping it up. She just looked like she had the best time yesterday.
Well, she swam just down the road for Ray Lewis and the Indiana Hoosiers, and you can see that she had been itching to get the team competition back. And this is a whole lot different than the 200 breast, where she waited to the end to make her move. She's out quickly, 30:02, and it's looking like another 1-2 finish for the Cali Condors.
There's a reason why she's world record holder, why she's multiple world medalist, is because she has got that technique, she's got that stamina. She swims very kind of long, and I'm amazed she can do all three disciplines, the 50, 100 and 200. That's very, very hard to do, but she does it perfectly. She times her finishes and her turns very, very well.
Galat pushing on the outside. She's trying to get into the second spot, trying to out-touch Hannes. It's going to be Lily King with her third win of the weekend. And it's another 1-2 finish for the Cali Condors, as Hannes will get her hand on the wall second. And Galat of the DC Triton will finish third in the 100-meter breaststroke.
I love watching Lily race. I think she's just such a great ambassador for the sport. She loves it, she has fun, she works hard, and you can see technically she's brilliant as well. She's one of those athletes that she gives it 100% every time, spots that wall perfectly into that finish.
Ooh, get up! Get in there! Come on! 1, 2, no! Way to go, Condors!
Jeff Julian, head coach of the Cali Condors. You love that finish, and Lily King now 3 for 3 in individual races. She's got 27 points in this two-day match. What a performance so far for King. And now we welcome in the men's 100-meter breaststroke participants. Fabius Colzi and Nicolo Martineggi, who finished as the winner in the 50 breaststroke. He is going to be in lane number 2. Anton Chukov, who we saw win the 200 breaststroke, is going to be in lane number 3. As the Condors, Nick Fink, Andrew Wilson. I think everybody here, they know about Cody Miller, they know about Ian Finnerty because they swam so well for the Indiana Hoosiers, but probably wasn't their day a day ago. They're hoping that day 2 is a whole lot better.
Yeah, I think yesterday, obviously, you've got Chupkov that won the 200, Nico that won the 50, so it's going to be an interesting race to see who can get this 100, because one's got the speed and one's got the endurance.
Yeah, the winner of the 50 breaststroke in lane number 2, the winner of the 200 breaststroke in lane number 3. A Russian against the Italian.
Take your mark.
That's what makes this league so intriguing, is it truly is international, it's truly global.
It is. So many of the athletes that have travelled as well. It's strange for me watching this event without Adam Peaty in it, but obviously he's part of the London Raw team that we'll see in a couple of matches time. But for these guys, they just want to get in and race. They want to do it for the team. They're really trying to spur each other on. Chupkov is don't forget about him this second 50. It's one of those that Chupkov really plays it cool the first 50 and then comes back really strong.
It's his teammate Jemankovic out early, and the 2 Italians that swam so well yesterday in the 50, they finished 1-2. Martineggi finished first, Skokozy finished second. They're at the bottom of the screen, but right now Jovanovic in the lead, trying to close out this final 25. Here comes Martineggi, he's trying to surge to come home. And Energy Standard, they've got a chance for another 1-2 finish, but it's going to be Jovanovic getting the win, and Martineggi finishing second. But still 1-3 for Energy Standard. That's still pretty good. They'll take that. Yeah, 9 points for first, 7 for second and 6 for third, all the way down to just a point for 8th place.
Some great starts here, great underwater. Nick had a fantastic start. We've been that 50 meter specialist, but just look at that technique, just so much power, so much strength. I'm sure Adam's watching on now, because obviously he hopes to be in Vegas with his London Raw team. This is who he'll have to go head to head with.
Kecmanovic, he was a silver medalist at Short Course World Championships, and he gets the win here. That is critical as these two teams try to go back and forth. They've got a lot of respect for one another. Energy Standard remains on top with 300 points. And Kecmanovic provides the spark to get 9 points. There's a look at the results. 1-3 for Energy Standard, 2-4 for the Aqua Centurions. That's what's big. You think about a 1-3 for Energy Standard, then just 5 and 7, so combined only 6 points tacked onto the total for the Cali Condors after they had that 1-2 finish led by Lily King in the women's 100 breaststroke. And folks, I think this is one of the races we have waited for all weekend. Katie Ledecky going against Titmus for the first time in a 400 freestyle since the World Championships, where Titmus provided the spark to get the upset.
Yeah, Katie being a little bit ill at the World Championships kind of threw things off, and we've not seen Katie Ledecky come second for a very long time.
Yeah, by the way, she didn't swim 2 of her best events yesterday, but she finished second in the 200 freestyle and second in the 400 IM. I'm not sure when the last time is you saw Katie Ledecky finish second twice in the course of one day.
And certainly not in her, well, they weren't her events, were they? We'll let her off.
World record holder in lane number 5, trying to get another win for Energy Standard.
Take your mark.
It'll be interesting to see if Katie Ledecky pushes the pace again. I think that for a longer distance swimmer like Ledecky, she has got to be hardcore into training this early in the season.
Yeah, they all are. I mean, I've watched Ariane just over the past couple of days, and she is doing kind of the 7,000-8,000 meters training sessions. She's kind of, they're using this as a training session in themselves, and I think it's really great that the ISL have included those distance swimmers. It isn't just all about the 50s and the 100s. Because Katie wants to get in and race. She wants to get in there. She wants to be utilized by her team. She's saying, use me, swim me wherever you can. And obviously for her to have that 400 meters in the whole of the ISL is just fantastic for her. She has taken it out hard. Ariane, I don't think he's going to kind of let her go too far. I think it is going to be between these guys, but Katie certainly isn't wanting to lose this one early on.
And Titmus yesterday finished 3rd in the 200 freestyle. It was actually Siobhan Haughey who won the 200 free.
I think it's great when you look down this lineup and see that the amount of travel, all the different countries. Ariane being Australian, you've got another Australian in lane 8, you've got GB guys in there, you've got Germany, you've got Canada. That this is how important the ISL means to them, that they want to be part of it. It doesn't matter on the travel, they're saying, let me be part of this.
The group is going to leave tonight and head directly to Italy, a place that if you want to get tickets to next week's event, you better get them quick, because I've heard that there's only a handful of tickets remaining for the Naples match next week, where Ledecky, Titmus, they're all going to be there once again. Caleb Dressel likely to be there. And of course, 9 points for first place. This could be big for the DC Triton, because right now they find themselves in 4th, a point behind the Aqua Centurions.
Yeah, these are much needed points, so they're kind of, Katie's going to be wanting to do it for her team. She's comfortably out in the lead here, and I love watching Katie swim. I think she's just, if I ever say to anyone that's kind of an up-and-coming swimmer, oh, what can I do for my technique? I say, watch Katie Ledecky. She's got a really, really good stroke. She kind of tactically is a brilliant swimmer as well, and she's able to change gear unlike other athletes. She's got a really nice steady kick, and she's able to turn it on when she needs to.
Yeah, she's not trying to leave any doubt about this race with 150 meters left. Cali Condors currently 2nd and 3rd. Again, when you talk about the points total, don't always necessarily need to win to have success. If you get those 2-3 finishes, it can really help put together some points for your team.
Yeah, you can see the DC Tritons here. They're really trying to encourage Leah, who's in lane 8, the other teammate, because as you say, you don't want to come first and 8th. You want them to be both in the middle and kind of utilize the points to the best of their ability.
100 meters to go. Ledecky leads Titmus as Katie Ledecky looks for her first individual ISL win. Olympic champion in this event. You got a feeling talking to her just how much she enjoys this league, how much she's enjoying being a part of it. All the athletes are.
Well, this is actually Katie Ledecky's debut at short course meters.
Yep.
Obviously, for you guys, you swim yards. So for her, this is the first time. Looking down, she doesn't hold the world record in this, and that's bizarre for me, a 400 freestyle, that Katie Ledecky is not world record holder.
World record 3:53.92. And she turns first with 25 meters to go, trying to get a win for the DC Triton. Katie Ledecky with her first ISL win. And wow, 3:54.06. She is just about a tenth or so off the world record. That's how quick that was.
That is unbelievable for this time of year. Who would have said she'd have been that close to the world record? Only 6 weeks into the Olympic cycle.
A 1-5 finish for the DC Triton is Katie Ledecky helping out her squad. She pushed it from the get-go.
She's got great skills, and even though, yes, this debut on the short course meters, obviously she's used to swimming yards. She's used to those turns, and her underwater skills are fantastic for a distance swimmer. Normally you come straight up and no kick, but actually she really utilizes that butterfly leg kick. She's got a fantastic stroke. I love it. Really nice high elbow, really good underneath phase, and she doesn't snatch the water. She really holds it. She's got so much power and strength.
That performance has put... Cindy Gallagher and the DC Tritons, they moved into third.
That's awesome. Come on, Leah.
I'm sure they feel like they've got the 400 free on lock every time Katie Ledecky is in it, and they get a 1-5 finish. Cali Condors closing the gap on Energy Standard after they finished second and third.
Some minus points there, just the consideration times that these athletes need to get. So point deductions there.
Certainly adds to the challenge over the course of 2 days. Think about all the events that these swimmers are swimming and everything that goes into trying to decide who you're going to race. As you see the introduction in the men's 400 freestyle, Ibsen and Townley Haas, he'd love to recover from the 7th finish that he had yesterday in the 200 free. Stepanovic and Zane Grothy and Romanchuk. He was 5th yesterday in the 400 IM, but this is an event that suits him a whole lot better.
Yeah, the 1500 meter specialist. Obviously, there isn't no 1500 meters in the ISL, so coming down to the 4, but much more suited to him.
Take your mark.
How do you think the ISL and the format of having these shorter races only up to 400 is going to kind of maybe change a little bit of the mindset of how the distance swimmers train? Do you think that it's going to give them a little more speed work, trying to focus a little more on the 400s because that's the top event?
I think distance swimming's really changed over the past 10 years, really. I can remember the days where you were just doing meters and meters and meters, whereas now there is a lot more quality involved, a lot more gym work, there is a lot more speed. I mean, we've seen it with Katie Ledecky, as we said before. She's able to do the 200, the 400 and the 800. So for these guys, Romanchuk, I know he trains with James Gibson, which is predominantly a more sprint-based program. So that you need to have those kind of fast switch fibers. You need to be able to kind of switch it on that last 50 meters and just pick it up, and because it is normally a head-to-head battle at the Olympic Games, World Championships. It is a slog. You need to have that balance now. It isn't just about just doing the meters and swimming up and down and following the black line.
Our leaders spread between lane 1 and lane 8. At the bottom of the pool in lane number 1 for the Aqua Centurions, Paul Zellman, German national champion. He was second yesterday in the 200 freestyle. At the top of the screen, Zane Grothe. It's a swimmer that he gave up a spot in the 5K open water worlds to focus on the pool. You talk about the distance swimming or swimming in the pool versus open water. It's all very different skill set.
Very, very different. Yeah, it's a whole different schedule as well as kind of training dynamic, and it is hard for these athletes. They have got to pick one or the other, but most people want to be in the pool. And the thing is, I would choose the pool. If the ISL did open water, fair enough, but they don't, and they want to be here.
Romanchuk moving up. He's in the blue clap in lane number 3, but right now at the bottom in the white cap, it's Zellman. At the top of the screen, Grothe and Stepanovic swimming for the DC Triton. I would think that now this being a team event, you watch Katie Ledecky win, you're like, hey, I'm going to get another win for the DC Triton. I want to do it for my team just like she did.
Yeah, definitely. These guys are pretty close, to be honest, and it is one of those, like we've been saying, you don't want to come for first and 8th. You're only as good as your weakest swimmer, and that's the thing. They're wanting to stick together, really utilize those points. A lot of tactics have come into play that you speak to the coaches poolside and they're like, no, we're switching this swimmer out because we're saving them for the relays because it's double points, or we're going to swim these two because averagely they're better. And actually it plays a different dynamic into this. We're not used to this in the swimming world, and actually it's brought a whole different dynamic to it. It's made it fast, it's made it interesting, and it's made it really dynamic and versatile.
It's probably interesting for the swimmers to be like, what, I'm not in this event. And then once they understand double points on the relays, I mean, Energy Standard, they won all 3 relays yesterday. That's a big win and a big reason why James Gibson's squad is in front. Here in the 400-meter freestyle, Zane Grothe battling with Paul Zellman, and this is big because these are the 2 teams that are battling for 3rd and 4th right now.
It's difficult because we're used to seeing the fastest swimmers in the middle of the pool. Yeah, these guys might not even be aware of each other. They might not be able to see lane 8 over there, so you've just got to try and do it for your team.
Zane Grothe, 27 years old. He's typically a distance swimmer as well, and he's in the lead with 50 meters to go. Romanchuk trying to move up for Energy Standard. They need some points as well. Anton Ibsen trying to move up for the Cali Condors in lane number 6. But it's Grothe turning with 25 meters to go, trying to get the win for the DC Triton. And DC, they are going to win the men's and the women's 400-meter free. Grothe gets the win. Romanchuk finishing second and Anton Ibsen third. Trying to move up the table here on the second day of the Indianapolis match.
They were much needed points for DC, obviously with Katie, but also for these guys, they needed those points. The start not being as crucial, obviously, in the distance events, but for these guys, when it's short course, it's much faster pace, it's much quicker. You need to kind of have that sprint ability and have that good underwater, because the thing is, you can't just recover on the turns like you used to. Now it's a case of you've got to really utilize them, and he did that actually, out there in lane 8, just on his own. Really nice stroke as well, and just picked up his leg kick that last 50 meters to take that win.
And now you wonder, this momentum that we're starting to see for the DC Triton. They talk about having so many elite athletes on it. Now we're going to get to see how their women do at the 4x100 medley relay. They get a 1st and 4th here in the men's 400 freestyle. That's a combined total of 14 points. You know, they're starting to find a little separation from the Aqua Centurions. 221 total points to the DC Triton. Zane Grothe getting the win. And the next event on the pool deck is a critical one. Women's 4x100 medley relay.
Maybe she means.
And Cindy Gallagher watching her team climb up the standings. They got 221 points now, but it's still Energy Standard in the lead ahead of the Cali Condors, but a whole lot can change here in this 4x100 medley relay. We're going to get another chance to see Lily King swim for the Cali Condors. She'll be on the A team in lane number 6. Aqua Centurions getting introduced. They'll be in 1 and 2. James Gibson, his squad at 3 and 4, and it seemed like the relays were one of his most important factors going in. How could he field the best and most solid relay teams he could field?
Yeah, speaking to James earlier, this is all about tactics. He's purposely pulled people out of individuals to focus on these relays and really maximize those double points. They know that on paper, they're not the strongest team, but actually they're winning because tactically they've been very, very smart.
And for the DC Triton, they're going to be on the outside at 7 and 8. And you think about Jeff Julian and the Cali Condors, they're hoping that maybe they can push off the kind of dose that Energy Standard had yesterday. They made such a big move with those relay wins. Can they do it here? They've got 2 stacked relays. Shmoliga, Lily King, Kelsey Dahlia, Mallory Comerford. Sounds like the U.S. national relay to me.
I think it is.
Take your mark.
They will be the favorites by far in lane number 6.
Really nice underwater there. It's kind of one of those that it's all eyes on the middle of the pool now. We've been talking about the fact that how spread out it's been, whereas actually I think the focus is going to be in the middle of the pool. As you just said, Cali Condors pretty much your USA national team. That's how strong it is, and they know that the women are going to be dominant in this, so Energy Standard have got to put in a good performance here.
But at DC Triton, good start on the outside. Gabova swimming the opening leg. He said, don't forget about us. Kylie Mass swimming in lane number 5 for the Cali Condors. Shmoliga swimming in 6. This one is still up in the air. DC Triton in a pretty good position. As the Condors in lane number 6 will be in the lead. Shmoliga 56.83 as Lily King dives in.
It's interesting to see the relay takeovers as these are brand new teams. They're not used to taking over from one another. It's one of those that they're going to have to practice this, and I think they're going to get stronger and stronger throughout the matches on those relay takeovers.
Imogen Clark in lane number 4, giving chase. Energy Standard trying to catch up to the Cali Condors.
Lily looking really, really strong here. She showed that didn't hurt her earlier. She wants to put it in and do the work for her team. It's like a training session for her.
Lily King leading the way for the Cali Condors, and they are 1-2 in the relay halfway home. Lily King 103.78 her split. It's amazing even early in the season how much being a part of a team relay and trying to win the team battle helps you out to really get you going.
Yeah, these guys, they're only kind of 6 weeks into their Olympic cycle, whereas the fact that we are seeing some fast times. Katie Ledecky only just off the world record there, and that's unbelievable for this time of year, so that's very exciting for the matches to come as these guys get fitter and fitter each round.
Natalie Hines is moving up for the Cali Condors in lane number 5, but right now you see Kelsey Dahlia in the lead. 18 points for first, 14 points for second, 32 combined points if they can get a 1-2 finish here in this relay, and they dive into the pool in 1-2 consideration. Mallory Comerford will swim the anchor leg, as well as Cassia Wasik.
This will be huge points if these can get 1-2. With Energy Standard absolutely dominating the relays yesterday, winning all 3. This will be massive if they come third here.
Femke Hemsker trying to move up for Energy Standard, but with 50 meters to go, the Cali Condors, they're in the lead. Hemsker trying to move up and break up a 1-2 finish. Can the Condors hold off Energy Standard? They're gonna win it. DC trying to move up on the outside, but it's 1-2 for the Condors. 32 points for Jeff Julian and company. That'll move them up.
You could see how much it means to them, and that's great to see. They're really, really getting into this. They love that team atmosphere. They love that camaraderie. It's always just so individual, whereas this just means so much.
Come on, fight for this. Come on, bring it on.
What a great strategy to align a team that can get first and second.
Yeah, they played it very, very smart tactics. You could see the coaches going absolutely crazy.
Way to go, Condors!
Condors are flying high, and they put together the perfect strategy. Felt like yesterday, Energy Standard, they had the perfect strategy in the relays, but today, Cali Condors taking the first relay here.
Felt like they just won the Olympic Games. That was amazing.
A 1-2 finish. Energy Standard was big because they jumped in and they got third, so they're still in the lead in the team race. But a huge performance there for the Cali Condors. 32 combined points. We are just getting started here on day 2 of the Indianapolis match. Man, the swimmers are putting on a show. And things are tight in the team race. Energy Standard still on top, but the Condors, they're making it a whole lot tighter.
Annika. And Velimir, Zane, since he was such a stud in the 400.
Dorothy.
Yeah, Leah, and Katie.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
No, they're fine. No changes. No, we are fine. You're good. Thank you.
Sounds good. I agree. All right, bye. I'm sweating a lot. Gentlemen, we do have a few.
Okay.
It's gonna go Marjay, then John Shevit, and then same end on there. And then it'll be Haas, Margalis, Titmus, and then Becker on the end. So we have 2 changes on the relay.
The relay? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, can you do the B?
B relay is going to be Haas, Margalis, Titmus, and then Becker on the end.
You got the first one in.
To take advantage of the relay start, we're going to have you go second. So he's going to lead off. You're going to go second here.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Mate, we got the skins coming. No changes, mate. No changes for the next session.
No change on the relays.
No, we're all good, mate. We're all good. Thank you very much.
And he heard some interesting, some teams no changes, some teams adding a change. Take a look at the day 2 schedule here for the Indianapolis match. And you think about the swimmers pushed to 16 individual races and 3 relays in day number 1. Probably even harder for them to do it in day number 2.
It's extremely hard, and not only is it just the amount of racing that they have to do, but it's in a 2-hour window. There isn't an opportunity for them to go back, snack, rest, or anything. It's back to back to back to back. And I think it's really difficult, especially for some of the distance swimmers. I mean, we're seeing some of these guys doing the 400 freestyle. We're seeing them doing the 200 medley, then relays on top of that. It's very, very difficult for the distance swimmers. The sprinters, it's a little bit more like a training session for them. And it is one of those that I think they thrive off. I mean, we've spoken to Sarah this week, and she said she loves that skins environment. Let her go world record pace, world record pace, world record pace, and that's what she thrives off.
And look at what we got upcoming, a 4x100 mixed freestyle relay, and at the end, potentially, if teams are tied, we'd have a 4x50 mixed medley relay. I know you love the mixed relays.
is it bad that I want there to be a tie? I just want to see the relay. I think the mixed medley relays, they swap and change so quickly, and I just love mixed relays in general because I think they're exciting, they're fun for the crowd, and they're fun for the athletes.
Man, what a start, day number one, and then for these athletes to do it all over again. And the thing that I think separates the ISL is this isn't the prelims, semifinals, then finals. It takes 3 days to try to decide who the champion. Every race, you can see the emotion. It's like it's a final every time these swimmers hit the block. Well, the International Swimming League is Swimming Reimagined, the first global professional swimming league which places races front and center. 8 teams spread equally from Europe and the United States. And the key is they have equal men and women on each team with equal pay and equal prize money. At each match, we see 4 key teams competing, 2 from the United States and 2 from Europe. And of course, they're focused on earning points, not their time. At the very end, we will see 1 MVP per meet, 1 MVP per season, and the goal, all these teams looking to get to Las Vegas, the top 2 European teams and the top 2 American teams, all in the championship final, and only 1 swimming team will be crowned world champion. That is the ISL, the International Swimming League. And you can just get a sense, Becky, from the first 2 days as we listen into the changes of how much fun these teams are having. No changes for the Aqua Centurions. So Cindy Gallagher a moment ago making a couple changes.
We do have a few. It's going to go Jose. Same end on there. And then it'll be Haas, Margalis, Titmus, and then Becker on the end. So we have 2 changes on the relay. The relay? Okay. Yep.
Well, a couple changes being made here at the break. 200 IM, Anton Chukov going against Mark Saranik, Jay Litherland. They are all going to be in the pool when we come back to Indianapolis for the second day of the Indianapolis match. Well, the ISL is just getting started. We begin in Indianapolis, and tonight everybody's flying across to Italy. Naples, Italy will be there next weekend. Back with the Pool B teams in Dallas, Texas, and they will finish Pool B in Hungary. And then, of course, we'll have meets in Washington, D.C. and London. And those meets will feature just the continental teams, and, of course, the final in Las Vegas. Take a look at the teams represented here. Again, only half the teams are here. The other half are probably watching at home. I would assume that Adam Peaty and company, they're itching to get their opportunity in 2 weeks.
I think they're watching on with excitement. I think they'll want to get ready and race. Obviously, the other 4 teams now get to understand the format. I think they'll be tactically changing things a lot as well. They get to learn from these guys, but I think every single one of these teams wants to be in Las Vegas for that grand finale.
Yeah, I'd almost think that it's maybe a little bit better. You're probably itching to get a chance to swim if you're in Pool B, but for the coaches, they get a chance to watch a weekend, because that's what's so wild about the International Swimming League is it's never been done. They didn't even know what the strategy is coming in to have a meet in a format like this.
I think the athletes have really had a good time, though. They're just relishing the crowd. They're loving this format. They're having fun. It's really, really nice to see just their personalities showing and just how much that they want this ISL here. They want this league and they want to race in this format.
And this is what's important. They got a second 50-meter pool here at the IUPUI Natatorium. The lights are on, and they're trying to cool down as much as they can. There's Lily King after her spectacular swim, her third win in the breaststroke, and cooling down is so important. Think about how many races you're seeing over the course of 2 hours.
Yeah, they don't quite have the DJ in the warm-up pool, but they definitely
Better pot them in, I would think.
Yeah, they definitely need that warm-up pool. I think it's one of those that they need to be able to, in the 2-hour window, they're doing multiple events, they're going to hurt and they're going to need to remove that lactic acid.
Well, the one thing that we know is that the International Swimming League, it is selling out quickly. You could see even a day ago, a whole lot more people know about it here in Indianapolis, a much bigger crowd coming in to the IUPUI Natatorium. We're told next week in Naples, almost sold out. It's basically sold out in London. So if you want your tickets, you better get on to ISL.global and get your tickets right now.
Or just watch us.
Absolutely. But it's a spectacle. This is what you'd love to be here front and center to see this, right?
Yeah, the athletes need that crowd. They need that atmosphere, and they're loving it as well. We've seen Lily King. She's really kind of, she's clapping, she's cheering, she's getting chants going. She really wants that crowd behind her.
Back in Indianapolis, it's day 2 of the Indianapolis match, and man, the team race is heating up. Callie Condors with a huge 1-2 finish in the women's 4x100 medley relay, and they've closed the gap on Energy Standard. They lead it with 331 points. Callie Condors right behind them, 319. And DC Train, they've had a much better second day, and look at the gap that they have now as they've moved into the 3rd position, trying to get 2 points for their team as our next event on the pool deck, the men's 200-meter individual medley. So Philip Hines will be in 1 and 2. Anton Chukov, 21.5 points already put together so far. He has been a stud for this Energy Standard team. So you know what, Mark Zoranek, part of Team GB, he will be in lane number 5. He was second yesterday in the 400 IM.
Yeah, he's used to this environment with going to the University of Florida. He kind of really just relishes this crowd, this atmosphere. He's used to this. Some of the European guys, we've never done this format before. We've never done team sport in this way.
We got Jay Litherland on the outside. He won the 400 IM, going against Anton Chukov, an American against a Russian.
Take your mark.
Very quick pace, only a 10-minute break, and they're back in the pool. Energy Standard in the lead in the team total. Mitch Larkin, Mark Zoranek, they would love to continue that momentum that they saw from the relay. That's the thing that separates us, because it's a team event. You watch your relay team win, it fires you up. But look at the Callie Condors. Mark Zoranek, Mitch Larkin, they are out first and second, trying to get a 1-2 finish here in the 200-meter IM.
Yeah, this is a world-class field in this 200 medley. You've got world champions, you've got Olympic medalists. Mitch came 7th at Worlds. You've got Jay, who obviously came silver at Worlds, winning that 400 medley yesterday. But the 200, it's very, very quick pace. It's very, very fast. You've got to be good on the breaststroke leg as well. Chukov looking like it's slightly hurting at the minute, but obviously we know he's got a good breaststroke.
Larkin, Lazeos in lane number 8 for the DC Triton. He is the Greek national record holder in this event, short course meters. They subbed in Jay Litherland, thinking that he might have the same surge that he had a day ago, but right now it's Mitch Larkin leading the way. As Lazeos is having a very good breaststroke leg, and these two are going to be neck and neck with 50 meters to go. Philip Hines has got into the picture down at the bottom of the screen in lane number 1. And now it's who has the kick the final 50.
Yeah, this would be a huge win for the DC Triumphs if they can get there first, and if he can hold off Mitch Larkin down this last 25.
Katie Ledecky has won. Zane Grothe has won. Andres Mazeos, he's trying to get a win as well, trying to close off Mitch Larkin, but Mitch Larkin with some great closing speed, he gets him at the end. Wow, what a finish. It is all about getting your hand on the wall first. And Mitch Larkin with a phenomenal finish there.
That's really good points with Mark as well, getting the 4th place finish there. That's really much needed points for the Cali Condors. What a finish that was. Mitch just timed it to perfection there, just got that touch.
The Condors, they've got the momentum. It's all about timing it right, isn't it?
That was so close, so close.
Mitch Larkin, another win for the Cali Condors. That'll help them close the gap on Energy Standard. Top 8. Cali Condors 1st and 4th. The DC Trent, they're having a phenomenal second day. They get 2nd and 5th. Philip Heinz trying to move in because he knows how important this is for the Aqua Centurions. As now we turn our attention to the women's 200-meter individual medley. Bettina Hotsu, she's the world record holder. She is a part of Iron Swim in Budapest. She will be in 2 weeks in Dallas. Again, just to talk about the depth of the ISL, but here we have Melanie Margalis in lane number 5. She's coming off a spectacular performance, winning the 400 IM, and she would love to do the same and keep the momentum building for the Cali Condors and get them yet another win. Siobhan Hahi, she could surprise. She's in lane number 7. She won the 200 freestyle. She swam just a couple hours away at Michigan as a Big Ten swimmer of the championship, so she's used to getting a lot of wins in one weekend.
Take your mark.
This frantic pace, it's got to help you as a swimmer train and prepare yourself for Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, and with this format of the ISL, it's 2 hours long. Our training sessions are 2 hour long, so you've just got to treat it in that way. All eyes are on kind of Melanie here, obviously the winner of the 400 medley. I hope she doesn't do what Jay did in the race before, but it is one of those, it's so fast paced, it is a lot to handle, it is about how you recover as well. That's massively important, and I think we'll find throughout each match, these guys will get fitter, it'll get faster, it'll get more and more intense. With it being the first one, this is something that athletes have got to get used to as well.
Good start in lane number 3. Kayla Sanchez, the Canadian national record holder, short course meters in this event. She was 5th yesterday in the 200 freestyle. But this race, it always seems like it goes down to the breaststroke leg, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think you've got to have a good breaststroke on the medley. We know that obviously Kelsey in lane 6, Melanie's teammate there, has got a good breaststroke with coming 2nd in the 200 meters breaststroke yesterday to Lily. So this could be 1-2 for Cali Condors.
1-2. Right now, that's where they stand. Margalis, Kelsey Wong. They're out in lanes 5 and 6, turning with 75 meters to go. And Sanchez trying to chase them. See, a lot of these swimmers, it's almost like they've gone back to their colleges if they haven't, and that's what's so intriguing if they're a European and they didn't do the colleges. There's swimming a whole lot more races that you don't typically see them swim.
Yeah, it's new racing, it's a whole different format. We're not used to this team environment as Europeans. We've never ever done anything like this before. You guys do that all through college and everything else. So this is brand new. We're going to have the nerves in there, and we've got to, obviously for some of these guys, they've had a humongous amount of travel to do.
The Condors, can they do it again? Will it be another 1-2 finish? They're trying to tack on 16 more points. Margalis, she's going to lead the way. She's won the 400 IM and the 200 IM, and they go 1-2. The Condors are flying again. And the important thing for Energy Standard is that Sanchez, she finished third.
That was a great swim from Melanie. You know that she's not going to die off with being that 400 IM. You know that she's got the endurance there. She just kind of held on. It was probably more that she was encouraging her teammate Kelsey to get that second place finish there. And Melanie, she's just got lovely 4 strokes, all 4 of them, and that's so hard because normally you do have a weaker stroke on medley, but all 4 of hers is something that obviously she's worked on and just backs that up with a solid freestyle leg. No one was catching her.
Jeff Julian, he's got the magic here on a Sunday in Indianapolis. His team moving back up against Energy Standard as Melanie Margalis has her second win of the weekend. First and second for the Condors, Energy Standard, third and sixth. And for the DC Triton, they go right in the middle. They get 9 points as Hockey will get 5 points and Barksdale will get 4. Now all eyes on Chad Leclos. It's his second race. He's in lane number 4. He leads the men's point standings at 27 points. Going against Florent Manadou. Will be just inside of him in lane number 3. Great start for Manadou in lane number 3. Flying off the block. And he's got the early lead in lane number 3 at the bottom. Can Leclos close? Leclos staying under. He pops up. And Leclos going neck and neck with Manadou, but it's going to be Manadou getting the win as Energy Standard they go 1-2. How about that for an answer back for James Gibson's squad? And Matteo Revolta, who finished second in the 100 fly, will finish third.
Florent had a fantastic start there, just got off the box so quick, and even with Chad there and his skills being seconded on, he just couldn't catch Florent there. Really used those turns, but Florent just beat that sprint demon, just got to the wall first. Lovely long stroke here, no guidance, spotted the ball perfectly. Boom, 1-2 for Energy Standard. They needed those points after the Cali Condors have just dominated the past few.
Another win for Florent Manadou. He's looking like he's in mid-season form already. Energy Standard will get 16 points, and now they have 343 points. Still ahead of the Cali Condors. They only get 5 points on that race. They've got 322, so that's a huge change right there, and that just shows you how exciting the ISL is. This continues to go back and forth, doesn't it? Next event, the women's 50-meter butterfly. Natalie Coughlin, she's back out of retirement. She's in lane number 7. Brianna Throssell in lane number 8. She's a swimmer that Cindy Gallagher said could go in a lot of events. But again, this is how much the ISL means to have Natalie Coughlin come back out of retirement. She was 7th in the 50 back. And again, Shira Sjöström, who leads the MVP totals with 31.5 points, trying to get her 4th win at the Indianapolis match.
Take your mark.
You gotta watch lane 3. Is she tired after winning the 100 free, the 100 butterfly? Did she get her 3rd win? Pretty even in the first 25. Outside, Russell looking good. Can somebody catch? Can Kelsey Dahlia catch Sjöström? No, she's got the closing speed. A tremendous finish there as Sjöström's got her 3rd win of this Indianapolis match. Throssell will finish 2nd for the DC Triton. And Kelsey Dahlia will finish third.
This is normally an event that we see Sarah absolutely dominate and destroy the field, but obviously this is the kind of the downside to having so many different events now. Sarah's obviously had the 100 freestyle. She's saving herself for that skins, but she had a great start. She did what she needed to do. She holds her breath. She kind of had a fantastic turn, good underwater phase, came up strong, and she just doesn't slow down into the wall. And this is where to have this sort of fitness this time of year is incredible. Spotted the wall again, just like her teammate Flora Manadou. Just timed it perfectly to get that win.
She now leads the MVP race with 40.5 points, and she still has the skins race to go, and she says that that's her favorite race of the day.
Yeah, I think she thrives off this environment, doesn't she? She absolutely loves it.
No, she can't. It's on telly.
She says she's been waiting for this in the swimming world for a long time. As we welcome in the men's 100-meter backstroke. Aqua Centurions in 1 and 2. Savioni in 2. Who was second in the 50 bag. Passos Christou in lane number 1. Kolistikov won the 50 backstroke. He'll be in lane number 3. Zerk in lane number 4. For the Cali Condors, Mitch Larkin fourth in the 100 backstroke yesterday. Novitsky in lane number 5. And in 7 and 8 for the DC Tritons, Tristan Hollard and Abram Devine. The Russian national record holder in this event will be in lane number 3 trying to get another win for Energy Standard. Obviously had the speed yesterday to win the 50 back. You'd think early in the season that'd be one of the biggest questions. Do you have some of that early speed?
Don't normally, but we've seen it. We've seen today it's been much quicker, it's much tighter races. It's how much it means to them to get them points for the teams.
Take your mark.
This is a race all about underwaters, and I would think it's so hard to be great underwater this early in the year.
Yeah, we see Mitch Larkin there in lane 6. He's only just come out the 200 meters iron, which he obviously won, but it's how much he's now got left in the tank. And when someone like Clement is in there, who has that more speed ability, we're used to seeing Ryloff, but obviously tactically they've gone, you know what? No, this is about relays and this is about points, and letting Clement do his job and hopefully get the win for Energy Standard.
Kolistikov leading the way, Energy Standard. You see the team leaderboard at the bottom. They are trying to win this Indianapolis match and get 4 points towards their total as they try to qualify for the World Championship in Las Vegas. And they're looking good to answer back here with back-to-back wins. The second win of the weekend. Kolistikov, he's won the 50 backstroke and he's going to win the 100 back as well, 50-16. First and 8th for Energy Standard. And we got a tie for third between Hollard and Mitch Larkin. And Savioni from the Aqua Centurions will finish second to earn 7 points for his team.
Take your mark.
Backstroke starts have completely changed now. They get this little wedge block into the water that goes on the timing pad that they're able to latch their feet onto to stop them slipping. And as you said, the underwater phase on backstroke is so important, but Clement just made this look easy. He made it look like a training swim, and it wasn't slow either.
Smooth sailing. He is feeling good early in the season, that's for sure. And this is a big answer for Energy Standard. It seemed like the momentum had swung the way of the Cali Condors. They were winning relays, they were getting 1-2 finishes. But we see Energy Standard roar right back and get back-to-back wins. You see at the bottom of the screen, Zerk and Devine both did not swim fast enough to earn points, so they will both take a point deduction from their team's total. So only 8 points actually added for Energy Standard.
Yeah, the deductions there is the times that they need to hit, and if they don't, it's bonus points. And actually, it's only -1, but in the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to the final things, you need as much points as you possibly can get for your team.
Well, the good news for Cali Condors, they have Kylie Mass at 6, Olivia Schmoliga in 5. These are two athletes that can certainly help the Cali Condors climb right back. Kylie Massey, she finished 4th in the 50, 1st in the 200 back. She is in lane number 6. World Championship, she was the gold medalist at the World Championships in this event just a couple weeks ago. And in fact, she's won it in 2017 and 2019.
Take your mark.
Kylie Mass, a Canadian. I think that's what makes this league so impressive is the sport has really gone global. So many great athletes all around the world.
Yeah, and it's great for them. Speaking to the athletes, they've never actually sat down with one another and just had dinner or anything. We don't get to see each other apart from Olympics or a World. So to have that camaraderie and that friendship now is just brilliant. And this field is stacked. You've got 2 former world record holders with Kylie and Emily Sebon in lane 3.
Right now it is Schmoliga, Mass, Sebon, in that order. Trying to battle it out. The Condors would love to answer back with a 1-2 finish because Energy Sanders started to move in front with only a handful of races remaining. Great underwater for Schmoliga. She pops up first. And the question is, can Mass touch in front of Sebon? It is going to be a win for Schmoliga and a 1-2 finish. I don't know how Kylie Mass got her hand on the wall before Sebon, but somehow she did. And the Condors have done it again.
Olivia's obviously doing a great job with her team. Cali Condors being that team captain. Fantastic for her to be able to lead the team. She's the youngest captain in the ISL ones as well. So for her, she's doing a fantastic job, and what a great swim that was.
The emotion. You can just see how big the ISL is going to become.
This is only the first round. There's plenty more matches to come, so what's it going to be like in Vegas?
Olivia Schmoliga getting the win. And a 1-2 finish. And now the question is, can the Cali Condors kind of do what Energy Santa did yesterday? They won all 3 relays. Cali Condors has already won 1 relay, and what makes this one so much fun is this is the mixed 4x100 meter freestyle relay. So it's a question, what order do you want to go in? There's a lot of strategy that goes into this.
A lot of strategy indeed. I mean, for Energy Standard, they're not swimming Sarah Sjostrom. They're saying, nope, she's got the skins, and it's one of those that they kind of tactically, you've got to think what's going to give us maximum points, and obviously resting Sarah is something that they've tactically taken into play.
Energy Standard. They'll be in 3 and 4. Cali Condors in 5 and 6. BC Tridents. I think we heard Coach Cindy Gallagher earlier. She put Zane Grothy onto this relay because he said he's swimming great. We got to put him in. He's feeling it. And again, sometimes swimmers, they just have their day where everything's feeling good. It's all about the strategy. Only a couple of adjustments can be made down the stretch with just a handful of events remaining. And one more opportunity to get 18 points to get a relay win. It's the mixed 4x100 meter freestyle relay.
Take your mark.
It's always interesting to see how the teams tactically play it. To put a man on the start, women on the start. All the blokes are lined up at the minute.
It looks like, from what I see, they're almost in agreement. 2 male swimmers first, 2 female swimmers is at least the way they strategize it here for day 1. And Energy Standard, they are out early on. Rylov in 3. Kind of saving for these relays. Didn't see him in as many individual events as we expected him to be in here on the second day of the match. And you can see that they've got the lead over the Cali Condors in the team standings, 377 points to 357 for the Condors. I wouldn't say that they're comfortably in 3rd place, but it's a whole lot better than when they started the day, with only a point and a half separating those 2 teams in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, interesting that the Condors have decided to swim a female second. We were just talking about tactics, and it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. It's a fast pull this, and it is choppy in there.
And Titmus swimming the second leg in lane number 5 for the Cali Condors' second relay team. DC Triton, they're having a good showing as well. Zach Apple in lane number 7. He's going to have a chance to have DC Triton in the lead as Annika Apostolou will swim the 3rd leg of the relay. Still Energy Standard trying to get their 4th relay win of the weekend.
They've definitely taken a big lead over the Cali Condors at the minute. Obviously not swimming Chad Buckley, Sarah Shoshin, they're big hitters. It's one of those that Chad's swam so many individuals, Sarah having the skins event, but these guys, they're doing it for the team. James has worked this out, the head coach, he's gone tactically, this is what we need, but can they get a 1-2?
Right now, Sarah Sanchez, it is looking pretty good. The challenge is really for second because Aqua Centurions, they're trying to move up. DC Triton, they're trying to move up. But the one thing we know, Energy Standard, they're in the lead on the final leg of this 4x100 meter mixed freestyle relay. Penny Olasak will swim to the final leg. Olympic champion in Rio in the 100 freestyle. She was very good on relays yesterday.
It's definitely a battle for that 2nd and 3rd spot. I can't see anyone catching Energy Standard's winning team at the minute.
Cali Condors, Becker swimming the final leg. Look at Becker, he's moving up. Can he catch the rest of the field? Energy Standard, they're going to get the win, but the battle is for second. It goes to the Aqua Centurions, and James Gibson and company, they're fired up as they've got their 4th relay win of the weekend, and in fact, they go 1st and 3rd, just like they did yesterday when they closed out day 1. Said I got the strategy down.
They certainly did. 1st and 3rd, it's huge points.
30 points right there on that event for Energy Standard.
The exchanges are interesting, as I think they've never taken over from one another before. This is the first opportunity they've had to do that. They're going to be playing them a little bit safe, and I think throughout each match they'll be getting tighter and tighter. And I think when it comes to Las Vegas in that final, the changeovers is going to make the difference between getting 1st and 2nd and getting those points.
Come on! That's the shit, come on! That's the shit, man. There we go, come on!
James Gibson, Energy Standard. They had a great second session. And they have potentially the MVP of this first Indianapolis match. And in fact, the top 2 swimmers right now in the Indianapolis match reside from Energy Standard.
Yeah, Sarah is having the skins events coming up. Looks like Chad isn't going to be able to catch her, not being part of those skins, but for Sarah, she's just dominated this whole weekend.
Dominating swims here on day 2 of the Indianapolis match. We'll find out how it all finishes up When we come back, Energy Standard, they are in the lead with only a handful of events remaining.
I'm putting in Bethany Galat instead of Emma Barksdale and Tuna Fly.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Changes.
No changes.
No changes.
No, we're fine like this. Okay, you're welcome.
Cali Condors have no changes. No changes. All right, here we go.
Last session, no changes, mate. No changes.
Take a look at the road to the championship final in Las Vegas. We are here in Indianapolis. Next week, October 12th and 13th, we are in Naples, Italy, our first European show. Then we go on to Dallas, where we'll have the Pool B teams, London Roar, New York Breakers, the Iron ready to go. And then, of course, we have Washington, D.C. and London. That is the Continental Derbies, where all the American teams and all the European teams will be there, because only 2 from the U.S. and 2 from Europe will meet in Las Vegas for the final and an opportunity to be world champions. Big start here for the International Swimming League. I know a huge crowd is expected next week. The Aqua Centurions and Federica Pellegrini, she has been really going all over that country to try to let people know the awareness of the ISL is here.
Even for some of you American guys, Caleb Dressel racing next weekend in Naples. They want to turn out for the whole of this, for all of the matches, not just go, you know what, I'll just do the ones I want to pick and choose.
Brand new competition here. 9 points for first, 8 points, only 1 point for 8th place. And the big thing is we've seen the impact of the relays with the double points, but we haven't yet seen the impact of the skins, where you can earn triple points for your team.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, isn't it? It's one of those that tactically, do you rest back? I mean, we've seen that Sarah Shoshan, she's not rested back this session at all, but she thrives on this environment. We've spoken to her in the past. She kind of says, just let me go at it. She said she loves them. I've raced skins as a kid, but I haven't seen them in a program for many, many years, but they're exciting. Something that not many people know about, so I think the crowd will love it. It's entertaining, it's always good to watch, and it's something that brings a total different dynamic to the sport.
It's like a true training session, I guess, if you will, but you're going for points and for your team. It starts with 8, only 4 move on. They race about 3 minutes later, then only 2 move on, and that's where you can really earn the points. If you finish in that final 2, you either get 27 points for first or 12 points for second. What a start here on our first weekend. The Indianapolis match, Energy Standard with 407 points, leading the Cali Condors with 373 points. DC Triton now currently in the number 3 spot, and the Aqua Centurions needing some help here in the final couple races left of the first match, the Indianapolis match of the International Swimming League. And this is where we get started here. Indianapolis match, our 200-meter butterfly will be our next event. We got a lot of great cities that we're going to see here, starting with Indianapolis. Then we're going to move on to Naples, Italy next week. Dallas and Budapest. Let's listen in as the coach is making changes.
Emma Barksdale and Tuna Fly.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Changes.
No changes. No changes. No, we're fine like this. Okay, you're welcome.
Cali Condors have no changes. No changes. All right, here we go.
Last session, no changes, mate. No changes.
Coach is happy with where they're at the moment. Here's our upcoming schedule. We start here today in Indianapolis. A week from now, these 4 teams will travel to Naples, Italy. Then 2 weeks from now, we'll get to see the Pool B teams participate as we head to Dallas, October 19th and 20th. And then over to Budapest, Hungary, October 26th and 27th. And you want to be in DC. All the American teams will be there November 16th and 17th. And then London, England at the end. And of course, the top 2 American teams, the top 2 European teams, they will go to Las Vegas with an opportunity to be world champions. 4 points if you get a win. That'll certainly help your team total to try to get to Las Vegas. And Energy Standard right now holding on to that top position. It's important. Even DC Triton, they're trying to qualify as well on the American side. They get 2 points. That only put them a point behind the Cali Condors. And that's where we sit with a 200-meter butterfly when we come back to the IUPUI Natatorium. Having a lot of fun here. IUPUI Natatorium, second day of the Indianapolis match. Well, the party is here inside the arena. I think that the crowd has been treated to quite a spectacle.
They certainly have. They're loving the show. The swimmers are getting into it. They're certainly loving the DJ right now.
Meanwhile, it's all about you got to quickly warm up, you got to quickly warm down because there's not a whole lot of time in between your races.
No, for those guys that have finished swimming, it's about right now trying to recover. They're on a plane tonight, ready to go to Naples, so that this is their chance to just swim down, cool down, and for those that have still got races to come, it's about getting warmed up. They've only got 10 minutes to do that.
How much fun do you think that flight to Naples is going to be for these teams to all get to go together and talk about the time that they're spending together? It's something they've never done.
No, I think it's so interesting talking to the athletes. I mean, some of these guys have been in the sport 15, 20 years, and they're saying we've never sat down with the international swimmers like this. They've certainly never been on a flight. Usually you finish your competition, you fly home. Whereas actually these guys get to travel together, get to know one another, they get to know different coaches, pick up different tips, really learn from one another and have fun together.
We are inside the IUPUI Natatorium, and what a second day of the Indianapolis match it has been. I am alongside Team GB Olympic champion Becky Adlington, Bernie Gunther, and Energy Standard trying to close out the first win in ISL history. They are in the lead. I wouldn't say completely comfortably because we still have the skins races and women's 200 butterfly to go, but Energy Standard has had a fabulous final day of competition as we welcome in the women's 200-meter butterfly participants. Bianchi and Henke in 1 and 2. Anastasia Shurkadai, she has had a spectacular World Juniors. She was second in the 50 fly, second in the 100 fly. She will be in lane 3, Harvey in lane number 4. But I think this is maybe one of the last big pushes that the Cali Condors have, and they got Kelsey Dahlia, who's had a really big performance, 16.5 points she has earned going there. And then we did see a change, and Galata is going to go in lane number 7 for the DC Triton. But not a whole lot of changes here in day number 2. I think the coaches have felt pretty comfortable with their lineup and the way that they set things up. Kelsey Dahlia, a lot of people remember her as Kelsey Worrell, Olympic champion and 23 World Championship medals.
15 of those gold.
Wow.
Take your mark.
And the Cali Condors hoping that Dahlia can be gold again. And I know you were just thinking about this race. Swimming 200 butterfly at the end of a 2-day race, this is not easy. I don't know who raised their hand for this one.
Definitely. And especially at this point in the season, 6 weeks in, these guys had the summer off more than likely. So 200 fly, it hurts. For those who haven't ever swum one, it hurts. But it's tough, and this is what, if you're a 200 fly specialist, you want it in there. Of course you do, because you want to be part of this ISL. For someone like Kelsey, I mean, she's already swam so much this weekend already. So for her, it's just another training swim. It's a great opportunity to work on those skills, work on that underwater with it being short course meters, not something that some of these American athletes are used to, obviously with it being yards. Speaking to some of the European guys, they've really been struggling with the T's on the bottom of the pool because it is in yards, not meters, so they've been spotting their turns and finishes completely wrong.
Dahlia, 1-2 right now for the Cali Condors. They really need some points they can use out of the rest of the field to push up to make sure that the point total added by Energy Standard isn't quite as high. Dahlia looks really good so far.
She's really using those turns, making sure that she's going at least 10 meters off the wall. She's extremely hard to do, especially over 200 meters, but she knows at this point in her season, she's probably not got the swim speed there, so she's really utilizing those turns to her best ability. Her teammate coming right at her.
Nearly 2 100s behind her. She was second at the World Championships in the 200-meter butterfly long course. And she looks like she's got the closing speed. This final 50, she's taken over the race in the second half. The good news, though, for the Cali Condors is they still are remaining in 1-2 position. So tough for Dahlia to still remain under. And the Condors, they're going to go 1-2 as Haley Flickinger is going to get the win.
Huge points for the Cali Condors there, something they needed. Obviously they're just behind Energy Standard in the points, but it's all to play for. We've only got a couple of events left now.
16 points added after that 1-2 finish. Henke will finish 3rd.
Great underwater from Kelsey here, just every single turn. She went about 10-15 meters off the wall. And over 200 meters, that's very, very difficult. It's all about spotting those turns, making sure that you're not gliding in, you're not doing a short stroke. When you know your swim speed isn't there, you've got to use your skills even more. Really, really long nice stroke here. Lovely timing.
Come on, get on! Get on! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Indeed, they're fighting for every point. And the Condors, they're going to add 16 more after a 1-2 finish. a chance to see Chad le Clos for the 3rd time today. He volunteered to get in on this 200 fly.
I wouldn't volunteer to do that.
Leading the men's total as far as the MVP race. Azoche, he's in lane number 1. 6 Olympic medals. 4 silver, 2 bronze.
Take your mark.
He's still chasing after that golden dream. And all this racing, it's going to help prepare him for Tokyo next year as well.
For all the athletes, what great preparation. Normally you spend hours upon hours and hours at weekends at swim meets, and it's something that you see at heats, at the finals, and it's just a full weekend, whereas these guys, they get to come in, race fast, race the best in the world for 2 hours. Chad here just been dominant from the start.
He's not waiting, is he?
He's got great skills. I love watching Chad race. He's the boy next door. Everyone loves Chad. He's a brilliant ambassador for the sport, but his skills second to none. He swims a bit like an amateur swimmer. He looks around a lot. He plays to that field, and that's just what he loves to do. He loves the sport. I was speaking to his coach earlier. He said he had so much fun yesterday that he wanted to get in a race today.
Became a household name after he became the Phelps Slayer, if you will, in London 2012. He's in the lead halfway home in the 200-meter butterfly.
This is where it starts to hurt. Definitely after that 100 meters, but Chad, we've seen it the whole weekend. He can utilize his turns, get that underwater speed in there. Going 10 meters off the wall at this point, it is tough.
Look at Viseos on the outside. He's in lane number 8. He is moving up. And he's going to turn in the lead with 50 meters to go. A brilliant third 50 for the Greek national record holder.
I think Chad's tried to spot him there. He had a sneaky look over. It's just he probably hasn't got enough in the tank to come back at him.
DC Tritons, they're on their feet. Cindy Gallagher pushing the pace. They're going to have another day 2 win unless Chad le Clos can close. He's got some speed. This is going to go down to the touch. It is le Clos. He came back. He goes on to win it. Oh, wow. Viseos push, and le Clos push right back. And they'll ring the bell. 9 more points for Energy Standard getting the win.
How did that just happen? That was phenomenal. Just when you kind of thought, oh, Chad's hurting a little bit. No, never ever rule Chad le Clos out. Fantastic turn here. Goes well over 10 meters on that underwater. Picks it up, changes gear, gets that last little bit of speed into the finish and spots it perfectly as well. Timed it to perfection. So close.
And his team now leading by 29 points. As Jeff Julian was hoping that his squad would move up, but it's le Clos in Energy Standard. Now with a 29-point advantage, trying to take the Indianapolis match as a team. Big time performance for Chad le Clos. Energy Standard closing in on getting 4 points in the win. Coming up, we got the skins. We talked about the changing race of this weekend is likely the skins race. You take a look at the points, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first round, and then you think about the difference in round 2. You can get double points and triple points if you can make it all the way to the final round.
It's a total game changer, this. It's something that I think that the teams have really used that you talk to the coaches and they go, you know what, this is what we're focusing on because it means that much. It's going to totally shift the winner if Energy Standard obviously in the lead at the minute, but if they're not in one of those final 2 spots, it could all change.
27 points. If you can be the Skins winner, again, the Skins could really help you be the MVP of the weekend as well.
Yeah, Sarah Shosham obviously out in the lead as MVP at the minute. If she wins this, I don't see anyone catching her. Great there's a warm-up pool here for these guys. It's very difficult when you're doing multiple events. When you're flying straight off tonight, going to Naples, you've got to make sure that you're recovering well, getting those training sessions in that they need to.
They've all come to the box for this moment. Indianapolis match comes down to this. It is time for the men's and women's skins race, and look at all the points, Becky, that are on the line.
Yeah, this is going to be a total game changer. It's one of those that I think tactically the teams have really taken this into play. They're taking it very, very seriously because there is so much at stake here.
27 points for first, 21 points for second. And let's meet the participants in the women's 50 meters freestyle skins. For the Aqua Centurions, who find themselves 18 points down. Rosa Oliveira is in 1. Silvia De Pietro is going to be in lane number 2. She is the national record holder in this event for Italy. And of course, all eyes are going to be on Sarah Sjöström, who leads the MVP race with 40.5 points. She has been waiting for this moment all weekend, I can assure you that. Vasic is going to be in 5. She was second in the 50 free. Smoliga is going to be in 6. And then in 7 and 8, Madison Kennedy and Siobhan Hahi. This is the way it works. 8 will start and only 4 will advance. After that race, only 2 will advance. And this is a team battle, 29 points for Energy Standard. If Sarah Sjöström can get the win here in the skins race, it would almost seal the deal, you think.
Take your mark.
All right, here we go, only 4 moving on. It's all about the strategy here. Do you save it? You risk not moving on, and they are tight. Almost everybody flipping simultaneously. The first 50, maybe Madison Kennedy with a slight advantage. She's out in lane number 8. Sarah Sjöström battling in the middle, and there they are. Sjöström, Hemsker, Vlasic will move on. Madison Kennedy slipped towards the end. Smoliga somehow gets in to move on. And the Condors are happy because they've got their 2 swimmers flying on to the second round.
They have 3 minutes now to rest, but that flies by. Really solid start here. It's one of those that it was so even to the first 25 meters. Like you said, tactics come into play. Do you go for it? Do you hold something back because you know you've got further rounds to go? I think Sarah had a little look around, saw where she was, and thought, you know what, I'm just going to put a burst in at the end here, make sure that I get through.
And obviously this is a race where the time, it does not matter at all.
No, it's about who gets their hand on the wall first.
So the 2 from Energy Standard, the 2 from the Cali Condors, they are moving on. Everybody else is headed to the warm down pool. Look at the difference. A full massage in between the event.
Oh, Cali Condors have just clocked on and they've gone, oh, we'll get our guys some chairs as well. They might not get the massage though.
It's a hard thing. You're swimming back to back, no cool down at all. Now here we go. Only 2 move on. And the 2 that move on, it is huge. Because you can either be the winner and get 27 points, or you can finish second and get 21. So this is the spot that you want to advance.
Take your mark.
Smoliga really stayed down on the start. And she's the first of the turn. Only 2 will advance. Smoliga looking good on the outside. Sjöström looking good as well. Who will move on? Here comes Hemsker. She's trying to finish as well. It's going to be Sjöström. Moving on in Energy Standard. They're going to move both of their swimmers on to the final round of the skins.
This is great for Energy Standard now. It's a win-win situation. They know they're going to get the points that they need. Just doing a little warm down now. Sarah obviously wants to get that MVP, so for her, this probably means a little bit more for her because they know that the team are going to get the points. Doesn't matter. A great start from Olivia up there at the top of the screen. Utilising her underwater, which we know she's so good at, especially on the backstroke. Sarah just put her head down, just wanted to get to the wall first. She didn't even breathe.
Well, she told us yesterday that she's had her best time be on the third 50 of a skins race. Sometimes it continues to get better.
Yeah, she only went 0.4 slower now.
This is almost going to seal the deal for Energy Standard because they're going to get the 27 points for the win, and they're going to get the 21 points for the second place finish.
I'm a little bit disappointed there's not going to be a tiebreaker.
Hemsker in 3. And Sjöström in lane number 4, and they're going to move over to 4 and 5 to swim right in the middle of the pool. Get a chance for history. They could be the first ever ISL skins champions. That's something they'll be talking about 40 years from now, asking a little trivia. Who was the first ever skins champion? Hemsger? Sjöström.
Sarah's just looked so strong, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be stood there next to her. That's for certain.
Here we go, 27 points to the winner. The two teammates will battle it out.
Take your mark.
Sjöström on the outside, Hemsger on the inside. The final 50 to decide who will be the skins champion, and it is all about Sjöström. That first 50, but Hemsger with a nice turn. Can she catch her? Look at how strong Sarah Sjöström is going to be down the stretch. She is going to take all 3 50s, and she will take home 27 points as the skins winner. It's like she got better as the race went on.
Absolutely crazy. We talk about them being sprinters, but it takes some endurance to go 3 back-to-back like that. The team's cheering there. Sarah had probably a slightly little better start there. Just kind of held it really level that first 25, didn't exert themselves too much, pretty much went over together. It was just this kind of last 15 meters where Sarah just put her head down, didn't breathe, just got to the wall first. She wants those MVP points.
Tell me they're not having fun. Swimming reimagined indeed.
Looks like they're hurting
the
a bit
winner.
now.
So she's been waiting for this type of change in swimming for a long time, and it has finally arrived. And it's the perfect stage for her.
Yes, hold you. Yeah, great job.
And how about that? 54 points now. She's locked it in. She's going to be the first ever MVP in ISL history. And now it's time for the men's skins. Aqua Centurions. Condarelli in 1. Doto in 2. You've seen it. They just saw the females make it all the way to the end. You can certainly see Manadou and Ben Proud do the same thing.
Yeah, Ben pulled out of the 50 meters earlier in the session, so I wonder whether tactics came into play for that. And they thought, you know what, we want to get 1 and 2 in the skins.
Well, Becker, Justin Ress for the Cali Condors in 5 and 6. And Zach Apple and Robert Howard will be in 7 and 8 for the DC Triton. Again, we start with 8 for advance, 4 will swim, and it will go down to 2. And the winner will earn 27 points. Manadou, he has been on top of his game this weekend.
He dominated in the individual of this 50 meters freestyle, was half a body length for the rest of the field.
Question, does he have 3 50s in him?
Take your mark.
Manadou will be in lane number 4. He got another tremendous start. Who will be the 4 that advance? It is tight, but give the edge to Manadou down the stretch. Who will join him moving on? Manadou first, Ben Proud will finish in the 3rd spot, so they're moving on. Condarelli will go spot, and Robert Howard moving on as well, out in lane number 8.
Fantastic start here. Manadou and Ben Proud's just unbelievable off the block and those breakout. There's such recognizable strokes with those straight arms. Manadou had the much better turn here. Came up ahead of the rest of the field. Probably knew he was ahead here, so just about getting to the wall.
And the times, almost a quarter of a second, Manadou was in front of the rest of the field. So 2 from Energy Standard move on. Condorelli for the Aqua Centurions and Robert Howard. Those are the 4 that move on. Cali Condors, they are closed out as Becker and Rest both couldn't advance. So that is going to seal the deal. Energy Standard, they're going to get the 4 points to finish as a team in first place. They're wondering how big of a win can they get in this meet.
I love the fact that the Aqua Centurions team have come down, the teammates are getting involved.
Sjostrom won the women's skins. The crowd trying to cheer on Robert Howard. The DC Triton, they have been energetic this entire weekend. The local crowd trying to fire things up for Robert Howard. So good. It's hard to believe that he would move on as good as he was in the first 50. We'll see what he's got in the tank here for the second 50. Only 2 will move on. Aqua Centurions cheering on Condorelli. He's in lane number 3.
Take your mark.
But it's a Manadou and Pride in the middle, and they both got a great start. Manadou the first to the turn. And what a breakout. He pops up. It looks like Energy Standard is going to advance 2 again, and they will, both onto the final of the skins. And Proud.
These guys are training partners. They're used to this environment. They probably do this as their training sessions. And actually, what a combination these 2 are. What a pairing. 2 of the best in the world training side by side.
So how about that Energy Standard getting 2 into the final round of the skins on the men's and the women's side? That is a points game changer indeed.
Manadou and Proud's got such good starts here. Different to usual because you see them taking breaths. Normally they don't, they normally hold their breath the whole way. Whereas this time they need the oxygen. Manadou just so dominant there, over 50 meters to be half a body length in front. The team going crazy.
Mika, ha fatto.
You can see how much it means. Teammates. Normally, Ben Proud is representing Team GB. Normally, Manadou is representing France. But here in the ISL, they are swimming together as one.
The fact that these guys are training partners, you could tell they're great friends as well. There's a real nice camaraderie between the 2.
And folks, because of Energy Standard and their success in the skins, team battle's not even going to look close at the end of this one. It's like a 100-point swing, almost.
Yeah, you need to have that depth with these sprinters, and they certainly have that.
Energy Standard, they're going to win the first ever ISL match. The question, who's going to win this final skins race? Should be enough for Nanadu to move in front. There's only one MVP, but he'd be the top scoring male if he can get this win as well.
Take your mark.
Crowd in 4, Nanadu in 5. And on the third 50 floor, Nanadu is still looking strong. He is going to get 27 more points. He's got the win for Energy Standard as he closes out the Indianapolis match with a bang. For James Gibson, his team, they enjoy this weekend indeed.
That didn't even look that hard for Nanadu there. Another fantastic start. That recognizable straight on stroke is just so powerful. It's quite strange to see these guys breathing. They don't normally over that 50 meters. Such strong leg kick. Ben just couldn't kind of hold on to that pace. Probably hurting a little bit too much that lactic acid, but foreign all the way to the end, spotting that finish nice. Smile straight away. He's loving it.
Well, Energy Standard, they win the skins. And in fact, they do it in a big way. They get first and second in the men's and the women's skins race. Big time performance at the end. They put it all together in this final ISL match. And look at this, almost a 100-point victory over the Cali Condors. They finished with 521 points. Cali Condors 425 points. DC Triton, they had a great second day, and that's the reason why they finished third overall.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic day of racing, but just nobody could touch Energy Standard. They were just so dominant in the sprint events, the relays as well. Cali tried, but just couldn't quite do it.
How much fun was this first weekend of ISL?
It was fun, it was fast, it was different, but it was entertaining, and I think the athletes have loved it.
They have waited for this moment for years. For these athletes to compete as professionals, to compete together as a team. And our MVP standing by on the pool deck. What a weekend for Sarah Sjöström, and she wrapped it up with a skins win. How much fun was this weekend for you, Sarah?
It was so much fun. I was really enjoying it. The skins was a really tough one. I've done the skins before in long course, but never in short course, so it was a big challenge. But yeah, I just gave it all, and it was very good that it was only me and Femke in the end in that final. So it was very exciting.
And what does it mean to you to be MVP? The very first one.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like it's the first time we do this competition, so it's still a little bit to learn about how the tactics should be to get as high points as possible. But I feel like we are doing a really good job, and we have really good staff around us, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. What a performance for you.
Thank
you.
What
a big team win. You're the MVP, and Energy Standard gets the first match victory. They get 4 points, and that'll help them as they look to head towards Vegas and the final. Here's our final standings. 290.5 points, fourth Rockwell Centurions. DC Triton 316.5 points. 425 for the Cali Condors, and 4 points goes to Energy Standard. They are now at the top of the table as our first ISL match is in the books. We are just getting started. Next week, we will see you in Naples, Italy, for more ISL competition. For Becky Adlington and our entire ISL crew, Bernie Gunther saying so long from Indianapolis. We'll see you next week in Naples.